How plus adjective questions are special questions in English that ask about measurements and quantities. These questions always start with the word how followed by an adjective like old, tall, long, or far. They help us get specific information about age, height, length, time, or distance. Today we learn these four main types. The basic structure for how plus adjective questions follows a simple pattern. We use how plus the adjective, then the verb is or are, then the subject with a question mark. For example, how old are you follows this exact pattern. This structure works for people, things, and places. Here are the most common how plus adjective questions you'll hear and use every day. How old are you asks about someone's age. How tall is she asks about height. How long is it asks about length or duration. How far is it asks about distance between places. These four cover most everyday situations. How old questions specifically ask about age for people, animals, or buildings. How old are you gets someone's age in years. How old is your brother asks about a family member's age. How old is the building asks about when something was made or built. Always use are with you and is with he, she, it, or singular nouns. How tall questions measure vertical height of people, trees, buildings, or mountains. How tall are you asks someone's height from feet to head. How tall is the tree asks about a plant's height. How tall is Mount Everest asks about the world's highest mountain. Use feet and inches or meters and centimeters for answers. How long questions have two meanings, physical length or time duration. How long is the movie asks about running time in hours or minutes. How long have you waited asks about time spent waiting. How long is your hair measures from scalp to hair ends. The answer always uses time words or measurement words. How far questions measure distance between two places or points. How far is the airport asks distance from your location to the airport. How far is your house measures from current position to home. How far can you run asks maximum distance someone travels. Answer with miles, kilometers, or blocks. Here show typical answers for each question type with example responses. How old gets 25 years old. How tall gets 6 feet tall. How long gets 2 hours long for movies or 5 feet long for objects. How far gets 10 miles far or 3 kilometers away. Practice matching questions to these answer patterns. Now practice these real-life questions you'll use daily. How old is your teacher asks about the teacher's age. How tall is your house measures the building height. How long is your vacation asks about vacation days or weeks. Try answering these about your own life to practice the pattern. Remember these four key patterns for how plus adjective questions. How old asks about age in years. How tall asks about height in feet or meters. How long asks about length or time duration. How far asks about distance between places. Master these four and you'll ask about measurements perfectly.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.